Welcome to Go Get This podcast where we haven't going to say any particular any. I am Colby.
And my name is a beach innuendo for Build a Sandcastle. You can call me Fee.
Yeah, boy.
Hell yeah, bringing it back. Bringing it back.
I wish I could be more enthusiastic, but I've like started getting sick, and so I just sound like I'm either pissed off or very bored.
Oh, that's just all the time with you, though. Like you have no other emotion. You have no happiness in your life. You have no light in your life. Just sad curmudgeon is what we call you. The
Damn.
sad curmudgeon.
You need to read me for filth like my fucking therapist does. Come on, man.
Wouldn't that be shitty if like all your therapist did was like just talk just mad shit to you?
Yeah.
Just the whole, like, all the time, just like you tell them like everything that's wrong and how you feel, and they're just like, oh, well, no wonder your friends don't like you. Like,
yeah, it's no wonder why you can't form any close like relationships with anyone. It's because you're not worthy of them. Why are you killing me like this? Why am I paying you to do this?
It's because you have what's it called? You have a humiliation fetish.
Oh no.
Hey, don't know me. It's your fetish.
Do you think insurance would cover that though? Like
humiliation fetish?
Yeah,
not
if you build it correctly.
Not if you told them that. You can't tell them it's like a fetish. You gotta. Does your insurance cover your therapy?
Good question. I used to have insurance that did. Yes. This one does not though. No.
So like, there's the answer. You just have to have an insurance that covers therapy, and they're none the wiser. It's therapist-patient confidentiality. You know, just because it gets you off, like they don't need to know about that. That's the like nitty-gritty, right?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think that's probably. I think if you were found out, and I don't know how you would be found out, but I think if you were found out, this would be a news story. Like whoever found you out wouldn't be able to stop from like spreading this to everyone.
It just depends. Well, like you'd have to leak it yourself, right? You have the humiliation fetish, so you'd be even more humiliated if it got out.
Honestly, yeah, this does sound like a win-win.
So, like,
you're like, oh god, don't tell anyone, wink.
Just, oh no, my secrets. Oh, like turn your back and like you're like, just don't let it go out to anyone. You're pushing the notes like to the guy. Please don't put this video that I cut on my computer.
Please stop the no, this is gonna ruin me.
Just trembly ass voice. Oh no! Just like I don't think I like at that point. Like you either give in to like his fetish and you're a part of it, or you're like, nope, I'm out, and you just stop. Right? Like what's worse, letting it happen or being a part of it?
I feel like. No matter what, like as soon as you realize what's happening, you've got to just be like, okay, I'm gonna go home now. I'm just gonna leave.
I'm not gonna talk to anyone. Not this therapist, at least.
Yeah,
I may talk to a therapist, but not this one.
Yeah, for sure not this one.
God, like, I don't know. I've never had therapy before, so this is my therapy.
Yeah, coming on this podcast and talking about One Piece. This is therapy.
Well, we're not talking about One Piece, yes. We're talking about humiliation fetish.
Ah, true. So this is what you would be talking about with your therapist. Got it.
Honestly, I don't know what I would tell my therapist. Like, I've never had a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
What would I tell them?
I mean, usually you tell a therapist, like, hey, I'm having trouble, like, I feel like this and I don't like it and I can't make it go away. How do I deal with that? And then they're like, oh, well, here's some strategies.
Well, what? I feel like I'd be a bitch about it. Like, I'm just like, hey, I'm feeling depressed, about my weight. And they're like, well, here's some websites, and maybe you should go to gym. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
And she,
I'm just going to be
she's
sad
like, what?
about it.
I just want to be sad about it, like now and forever. And she's like, oh, well, like, how can I help you? Just like you're like giving her no. You're just basically paying her, and like not to help you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, what a therapist does is not like tries to solve your problems. They're trying to like give you tools to help you think about your problems differently and not be so affected by them. So like if you were to come in and be like, "Yeah, I don't like my weight."
Yeah.
They probably wouldn't be like, "Well, yeah, lose weight, fat ass." They would
like,
probably
yeah, I don't
be
like
like,
either.
they would probably be like, well, why do you want to lose weight? Like, why is that so important? And if it is important to you, but you're not going to go do the exercise, is it really that important to you? Then why worry about it?
Why do you want to lose weight? Is it because you're so gross?
Yeah,
Because that's what.
is it because you're super unfuckable or what?
Is it because like you smell bad and you can't find size in your clothes?
Is it because your
Because
family
that's-
stopped answering your phone calls because you're so gross to be around or what?
Because that's what I think, just from all what I've seen.
Yeah, you've been in my like therapy office for 10 minutes, and I read you like a book.
I read you like a book, and now I need to open a window.
Yeah, a really fucking stank book.
God, mean therapist. Who therapies the therapist, right? Because like listening to people's troubles isn't like I don't want to say an ideal job, but like can't be like a great job for the long run.
Yeah, so it depends. Like number one, that's a good question. I am positive that therapists have therapists, so I know my therapist has a therapist because my therapist has talked about her therapist before. So I'm like, okay. Nice.
All she talks to her therapist about is how you come in and ruin her day.
Yeah. Yeah, and then every day toward the end of the day, it's like my last appointment. I'm like, wow, okay. After this, I'm gonna go like cook, and I'm gonna get ready for the evening. I'm gonna have a nice night. And then every day he just fucking ruins it. I don't know how he does it. I'm usually prepared. I feel like I'm ready, but then he just comes in and he just ruins it.
Something about him, his face, his life. I hate him. She's just no reason, just hates you.
just an unbridled hate. And I'm like, I'm having like simple problems. I'm like, yeah, I'm like really stressed out at work. And she's like, oh, he's really stressed out at work.
She lets it like slip to you. She's like, oh, you're stressed. Oh, good
wow. We are done professionally.
All I hear is a fucking Christian Bale Terminator rant.
Good for you.
Yeah, walking behind a camera. Oh, yeah, da da da. Fucking. Have you seen that rant with Family Guy with Peter?
Yes, I have.
God, it makes it so much better. But God, it's crazy how that happened, and no one talks about it anymore.
Yeah, man, that's the thing. Currently, I'll give you a good example. The current big news story right now is that Danny Masterson got convicted of rape and sentenced to 30 years in prison, and that Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis wrote letters to try and ask for a lenient sentence on him, and then afterward had to come up with a video that was like, yeah, I mean, that's just, that's who he is, and that's what we thought. We didn't want to try to hurt anybody. So that's the current big story. I guarantee you, by not even fucking February, like Ashton Kutcher could be like, I'm gonna do a new Punk'd, and that would be it. No one would care anymore. It's crazy.
I'm sure nobody cares right now anymore. Like, that happened like what, a day or two ago?
It did, yeah.
I was just gonna say, I was like, man, fucking nobody cares. it happened online, and online's not a real place. So, like, just normal people really don't know about that if they did that unless it came out on like fucking what's the news station? Not CBS. Like Fox and the other
CNN,
one.
Fox, yeah, MSNBC.
Unless it came out on there, but like, it's first of all, it's a shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
Like they knew why he got was getting sentenced, and they're just like, oh fucking what's his name? David, right? David
Danny.
Masterson? Danny. They're like, oh, Danny, he's like a brother to me. I can't pick. You know what? Every time we work together, he never did any sexual assaults.
Yeah.
So I can't picture him.
Well, okay. So
doing
one of the
this.
things is in the trial, he's been convicted of like drugging girls and raping them, and in these letters, both Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis mentioned how drug free he was, which misses the point by a fucking country mile.
Wait, did the judge read it?
I mean, it was submitted like as a piece of like character. So yeah, the judge probably read it. The jury probably read it too.
No, I meant like out loud.
Oh no, God, I don't think so.
I say because like how did it come? How did this piece of evidence come out to public? Because people knows what it says, right?
Yep. I mean, you could read them right now. It's it was part of the trial. So like once the trial was over, I think like somebody did a request on it and was able to get it, maybe a Freedom of Information Act thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
what the fuck?
Yeah, it's pretty bad actually.
Yeah, it sounds bad. Like, okay, so they had to have known the charges. They had to have read it. They couldn't just been like, Danny's going to... No, not Danny.
No, Danny's going to jail for what? No, I don't know about that.
It's so shitty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they must have just wrote it like real quick as a like quick character, not knowing anything, and then sent it. And then after they sent it, like their agents are like, "You did what? He's in there for like raping people and drugging them." And they're like, "Oh no!"
Oh shit!
And so like they're sitting there like they're like, no one. I hope no one sees this. And then like the one guy sees it and he's like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Yo, hey!
And then they're like, "God!" So like they put this quick apology out there. Like they already had it like written down there and knew it was gonna happen. So,
dude, the thing is.
The apology wasn't even that good.
Yeah, I looked at so I looked at it, right? Like I looked at the apology. I actually saw the tweet, like somebody posted beforehand was like, "Uh-oh, something's going to happen." And this person was like, "Oh yeah, like I just got all of the like court documents and I'm told that in here there is like 2 letters of character witness from Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis." And I saw that and I was like, oh, this is not gonna be good for them, I'm imagining. And yeah, like the thing is, these letters were requested to be written after he had already been convicted. So it's not like,
yeah,
we don't think he would do this. Like, he did it. Like,
yeah,
a court said he did it.
The evidence, like the overwhelming evidence, says he did it.
So like,
God,
come on.
That's so shitty. Like, and no one's gonna care in like a week that they did that. Not until they're like in something big, right?
Yeah.
And they're never gonna be in anything big again, like ever. Mila Kunis is in Family Guy, and in nothing else. And Ashton Kutcher, what? He's gonna be on fucking Shark Tank.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I know, but like, who really cares? Like, after a month goes on.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is no one. Again, this is like a really, really bad, awful thing. No one is going to care in February. No one's probably even going to remember it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to sound like jaded or like fucking like, oh, who even cares anymore?
Yeah.
I'm just like, all this outrage, like, honestly, is gonna lead to like nothing. If you could think of like outrage stuff that has come out, like for like actors or stuff, no one like cares a month later, right?
Yeah.
So like even the recently Chris Evans, right, got married,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone's upset about it.
Wait, why?
And, like because Chris Evans got married and he's fucking uber hot, I guess.
Okay.
So like people were upset, and then people were upset that the woman he married is 26 or 27,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, I don't know, 40 something, right?
Sure.
He's like in his 40s, maybe 50s. I don't know. I could be wrong. But everyone's like, "Oh, they're like 15, 20 years apart." And I'm like, "Yeah, but they're both adults."
Chris Evans is 42.
Yeah, and she's like 26, 27. So what is that, like 15?
She is 26, so that would be minus
16.
4. Yep, 16. 16 years apart.
Is that like a big deal? Like I was telling someone, I was like, is it weird that I just don't care?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, once you're both like consenting adults, it's as long as there's not like a weird power dynamic between you or anything like that. It's like, I don't know, if you want to date someone who's older and you're like, yeah,
It would be weird if she was like just straight 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's like a bigger number, but like just her being almost 30 is enough for him to be like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
And I think she's an actor too.
She is. She's like a foreign actor. Foreign actress, I
Yeah.
think, from Portugal.
Funny. Great. I
You know what's funny? Portugal.
Good old Portugal.
Mm,
Chris Evans at your door. He's standing on your Portugal.
I fucking hate you.
No, you don't.
So Phoebe,
That's what they call me.
we're talking
That's me.
about you watched a show that I didn't watch.
Oh, which one? There's a big list.
Good. Yes, there is. Good point. You were talking about, in particular, the old Baki Hanma.
Baki Hanma. Oh boy.
Which, like,
I love that.
I watched that show when it first came out on Netflix, and
Yeah.
I probably will never watch it again. But
You're a shitter.
I have been keeping up with it via clips on YouTube.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Hey, I don't like that. Take it back.
Go watch it. I I'm not like trying to like vie for fucking Netflix or anything, but it's such a good show that it's almost like a disservice, right, that you're not watching it. Right.
Do you want me to tell you why I stopped watching it?
It's because he's fought Muhammad Ali Jr. I don't know.
That is actually correct, yes.
No fucking way.
It's because right after that tournament, they started to get into this weird Muhammad Ali Jr. trying to steal Baki's girl, and I was like, boy, I don't give a fuck about this. Oh, holy shit.
God, if it makes you feel any better, he beat the shit out of him, and then even then, Muhammad Ali went up to fucking Baki's girlfriend, and she's like, "Nope, I'm gonna date Baki and not you." And then he cried like a baby, and then she held him in his arms, and he's like, "Why you hold me in your arms? I fucking just crying and shit."
I'm a widow baby.
I'm a baby. And like, you know what's even funnier is Seeking Retsu had a God. I don't know if they're gonna make any more of Baki because where it stopped, right?
Mhm.
Unless there's more manga, I really don't know.
There is. I know what happens after this too. It's cool. I can tell you about it.
Awesome. You're gonna have to. Seeking Retsu decides that he's gonna be a boxer for no fucking reason, and then he just goes to into America and joins that circuit. And they kind of gloss over it in this last season, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Ah, man. He's in Japan, and he fights this guy named Manny, but he looks just like Manny Pacquiao.
Oh, good.
And the way he fucking the way they describe him, and I'm like, is that Manny Pacquiao? And they're just not saying it.
Do they not have the rights to Pac-Man? I can't say it.
Good old Pac-Man. Basically, because he was basically Manny Pacquiao.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the show really gets fucking vamped after that. Like, it's so good. So, like, I think immediately after the Muhammad arc, we go into Caveman arc, right?
Yes, I think so. Which, by the way, if that would have been the next arc, I would have watched it immediately. Fucking Caveman arc sounds wild.
It's a good arc. It's just so stupid.
Yeah, that's great.
I know. Well, for a show like Baki, yeah, it's great, but it's just so stupid, right?
They're like, listen, we've brought back the strongest man of all time. He fought dinosaurs.
Yeah, he got flash frozen with fighting a T-Rex, right? Mm-hmm. And they were like, they unfreeze him and they're trying to bring him back to life. Mm. And I hate this. They're like, he was preserved like a pickle. We'll call him Pickle. And I'm like, oh, even fucking Yujiro makes fun of it.
Yep. The worst name they possibly could have come up with.
They're like, the strongest man in the world, and your name, they call you Pickle. Mm-hmm. It's like, what a joke. Fucking good old Yujiro.
It's a salted vegetable. It's embarrassing. You didn't deserve that.
God. I think the best part of that is when all the fighters just get like a hard-on in their spirit that wants to go fight him once they see him. And they all meet him in his enclosure, mm-hmm. I guess. And Yujiro Hanma just walks through the front door and then goes up to the glass door and just walks through the glass, just presses his face against the glass. Yeah, he just keeps
pressing his face until it opens and tears his shirt off.
Like a big stupid idiot. And then the glass goes back into place. It's so stupid.
It's just, I swear, it's very good plexiglass. It's like the best plastic.
I swear, Yujiro, like, he's strong enough to do anything. Like, mm-hmm. he like, Obama signed a peace treaty with him.
Yeah.
And, like, everyone is afraid of him. Like, they have one of him, he has the power of, like, a country.
Yeah.
That's what they talked about in the last season. Right,
he does,
and so like he goes and meets Pickle, and Pickle like he's like talking to him, and then like he puts his hand out for like a fist bump, and then Pickle puts his hand out and like fist bumps him, and he does something, and Yujiro gets like spooked and like flips him. He's like, that son of a bitch, he made me pull a move on it.
Pull a move. That's my favorite thing. Made me pull a move.
Yeah, made me pull a move. That's so stupid. Not stupid as dumb, but like that's so fucking corny, right?
Yeah.
You made me pull a move on it, and then he walks out and he badmouths one of the other martial artists. What's his name? What's his name's son?
Oh, Doppio's son.
Dopo's son. And I forget his name. But he's just like, you wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for your dad, and you're just a fucking shell of a martial artist and shit. Fucking like, god damn you,
Oh, by the way, hold on, let me say my shit real quick.
What are you gonna do? I'm the strongest man in the world.
Did you know that Yujiro Hanma stopped an earthquake one time?
Yeah, punch the ground, dude.
Yeah, fucking Baki was about to fight him, and an earthquake started, and Yujiro said, stop that! And he fucking punches the ground, and the earthquake is like, shit, okay, damn.
Fuck. And, God, I haven't seen the original Baki from back in the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a real shame because I want to. You can find it. It's all on YouTube for free, but, like, it's English dub, and I kind of want the Japanese dub because I watched the first episode with the English dub and it's bad.
Yeah, it is quite bad. I have seen I've seen probably 5 episodes of the first. Like I saw all the way up to basically like it starts off and it's like Baki is this homeless kid that hates his dad because his dad's too strong, and his dad is like, you got to go fight this monkey out in the mountains. And so I got all the way through Baki gonna go fight this monkey, and then I was like, I don't need to watch this anymore, actually.
He's 13 years old in that show. And like, what's it called? I think the main antagonist other than Yujiro is Jack, his brother. And I remember that from the trailers because back in the day, before like stream, you'd like stream, you'd buy the DVDs, and on each of like the Funimation DVDs, they'd have trailers for all their other shit, right?
Yeah.
So all my old like Yu Yu Hakusho DVDs had like trailers for Baki, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was so weird because like it was like heavy metal. It was like, oh, the most brutal fights in anime, and it was like, and it was like, I was like, oh, I don't know, this looks cheap. Like, I didn't like. I love Baki now, but like on the trailers, it looked really cheap and like hokey, and I'm like, I don't know if I like that. I'm like, I don't know if I'll be into that. But the Baki on Netflix is like superior and good in every way.
Yeah,
and over the top.
It's like the thing is, the anime reflects the art style from like the beginning of Baki, and then the art style is way different now. And I would say like the art style now feels like weirdly kind of plasticky and strange. Which is why they can be like, oh yeah, Baki Hanma, fucking 17-year-old really buff phenom is gonna go fight a caveman. And you're like, okay, cool.
Pickle's always just in his little thong.
Hell yeah.
And he has a gross body.
Yeah.
Because like I think Retsu fights him first, right? And Retsu is like the Chinese martial artist, right? Mm-hmm. And he fights him, and he's like beating the shit out of him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, how is this caveman not going down? Like fucking Retsu's like giving it to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then like he pushes him back, and then he gets on all fours, and they're like, oh, that stance! Like,
and then, oh, fuck.
Yeah, and then the narrator comes in and he's like, as it were, Pickle wasn't always a bipedal fucking caveman. He evolved from a quadruped.
Mm-hmm.
And like it does like a flashback of him like running on fours and stuff. And then it like shows him lunging at Retsu and like ripping his leg off.
Yeah.
And then like that's they're like, oh, I'm gonna fight Pickle, and whoever wins. If Pickle wins, he can eat me, and if I win, then I'm the best, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Then I can go to sleep at night.
So, like, Pickle eats his leg, and they were like, Retsu, your leg! And, like, he's like, oh, it's just a leg. And now he's fucking peg leg Retsu.
Yeah.
And then Jack fights. God, it's so, like, funny to see all these martial artists come back to fight. But it's just Retsu, Jack, and then Baki, I think.
Yeah, the thing that I hate the most about Jack is like every time that Jack shows up, he gets his ass handed to him. Every time he gets his ass handed to him, he's like, don't worry, I figured it out this time. I just need to bite people harder. And it never works.
Yeah. But Jack, like... I think Jack's like the weakest of the Baki characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like all the characters are ridiculously strong.
Yeah.
And ridiculously broken, right?
Yes.
If we're talking about like video games, this character's fucking broken.
Yeah.
Because like Seeking Retsu, I keep using his fucking formal title, but like it's
Retsu Kaio is the actual name.
I know, but like the whole show, they're like Seeking Retsu.
Yeah.
Like it's just what they call him, and it sounds cooler, right? Seeking Retsu. He can whoop ass, but he's not even like the second strongest it's like Yujiro is the first, and then Baki, and
Mhm.
then everyone after that, like the Yakuza guy who is fucking a beast, dude. He's just a big thick man.
Yeah, Hanayama.
Yeah. I don't know if him or Dopo Orochi is stronger than each other. Fucking Dopo is a beast too.
Dopo is old and doesn't give a fuck. That's what gives him his power. Is he's like
Yeah.
he's so relaxed because he's so strong that I feel like a lot of other people going up against him, like especially his son, like gets too much in his own head about things. Whereas Dopo just he's like, nah, it doesn't fucking matter. I'm gonna kick your face in, and I'm gonna use all the techniques I can. I'm gonna use no techniques. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he's like, God, he's like, you gotta train your thumbs, right? And he's like walking on his hands and shit. He's like, you gotta have finger strength.
Mm-hmm.
Because like his whole thing is like grabbing people with like his fingies.
Good.
I remember I liked his fight with that old man with the beard, right? The old
Mhm.
white guy. The old big tall big guy. From like the first episodes of Netflix on the criminals.
Yeah, that's God. What he's a Kaio as well.
Yeah, he's a Kyle.
Fucking what's his name? Dorian.
Dorian. Dorian. First of all, Dorian's like one of my favorites.
Yeah, he's great.
He's fucking good. Like watching him fight in the ring, and no, actually, before that, when they set all the fucking people like free, they're like, you can fight. It can happen anywhere, anytime, any place.
Mhm.
And then like he goes into a sewer and fights this guy and beats the fuck out of him while singing a Eurovision song. It's so good.
God, it's so he's like a less unhinged version of the guy in Cowboy Bebop with the top hat.
Yeah, Matt Puro.
Yeah, Matt Piro. Yes, thank you.
Kind of, but Dorian, like, he keeps stuff in his stomach, right? He like regurgitates grenades and
Yeah,
shit.
it's fucked up, dude.
Oh, and he cut Dopo's arm off.
He
with
does, yeah.
the
It's pretty
piano
sick.
wire, and then they connect it back. They had enough time. And God, Baki's so crazy, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like if we pick the season, it just feels like we're talking about different shows, right?
Yeah. Oh, like, yeah, all the criminals came and fucking fought in Japan. Then there was a caveman. Wait, what?
Yeah. And then the second strongest man, Biscuit Oliver, came.
Yeah, God, Biscuit Oliver's so good.
Oh, he's so gross. He's like the grossest. And then the last season was all about like Yujiro versus Baki, right?
Mhm.
It was like not a sad season, but like more melancholy because like Baki the whole time is like he already is past hating his dad. He doesn't hate his dad anymore, right?
Mhm.
He's just like, I used to hate him, but like he's always in his head talking to himself.
Yeah.
He's always just fucking narrating. He's like, I used to hate him so much, but now I just don't care. Now, like the last season, he's just like, I really want him to just have dinner with me. I want him to wash the dishes and like make miso soup, so that way I can tell him he used too much salt and flip the table. Like,
God.
he has this. It's funny in how sad it is, right?
Yeah.
It's just like he's like, I just want my dad to love me. He has like this big fucking plan for it, and like the whole last season is just unfolding until like they like fighting in the streets,
Mhm.
and like I think what was great about that was when Yujiro throws Baki out of a building and they're outside.
Mhm.
For some reason, they were like, and because they're two extraordinary fighters, just everyone was attracted to it, and everyone in
Yup.
Japan came and surrounded them.
There's fucking
and was
thousands of people in the streets, news helicopters and shit. Everybody's watching at home. They're like, fuck, this father and son are just fighting in the streets. This is insane.
And like Yujiro sees it and he's like, Yeah, Baki, let's do it some other time.
Yeah,
And
I'm a
Baki's like,
little camera shy, son.
yeah. And Baki's like, you're afraid, aren't you? You don't want people to see you get beat.
Yeah,
And then
Baki's
he
like, oh, a
fucking-
little puss bag, are you?
and then fucking slices like usual. It catches him off guard because he almost falls, and he's like, "Oh fuck!"
Oh shit! Oh, you're not
Like-
fucking around, are you?
I think what's like funny about that is that like we are downplaying how like badass Yujiro is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you think the caveman being the strongest man on the world is like Yujiro is probably 10 times that.
Yeah.
Yujiro could have killed Pickle 5 times over.
Yes.
Even though he had to pull a move on him.
Even though he had to pull one move on him, and Pickle was like, "Huh?"
Oh. Yujiro wouldn't have to take his hands out of his pockets for that fight.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing about Yujiro. And you've probably seen the little clips of real life Yujiro Hanma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's the real life Yujiro Hanma. He's a dude that like is on you. His name is Logan Chitwood, and he cosplays Yujiro Hanma and the Giga Chad. Those are his 2 video types. And
listen, he got the build for it. He does it good.
he has a good build, and he also found somebody. I don't know if you're familiar with Chef Rush. He's this extremely jacked chef that used to be a White House chef. He got Chef Rush to play Biscuit Oliva in a few videos, which is great.
Shut the fuck up!
Yeah, dude.
That's so good. I just saw him on MasterChef.
Yeah, he's fucking ripped. It's crazy.
He does look like Biscuit Oliver, and that's not like a racist thing. He's just
he just is. Built. He's super jacked, and he's got that same face, that same fucking shitty "I'm stronger than you" face,
and the mustache. Right, the mustache is what does it. The big buff physique and the so smart. But he's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Chef Rush, but like he does have that smug face.
Mm-hmm.
But fuck, that Baki is so good. Go and watch Baki. It's on Netflix. But if you don't have Netflix, you know, I'm not telling you what to do, but you should watch it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a really good show. Just like skip Muhammad Ali. Just skip Muhammad Ali Jr. Skip the whole thing.
Watch it. The fights are good.
It's embarrassing.
It's weird, right? It's weird. But the fights are good.
The fights are probably great. There's never been a Baki fight where I've been like, this sucks, and I hope it's over soon.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's really good. So all I'm saying is just watch it. You could watch it once. Just watch it once.
Yeah, just watch it.
Don't be like Colby and just look at clips.
Listen, you know, we had to do a garage sale this weekend. I don't have time to be watching fucking. Give me the clips. Just give me the clips. It's fine.
I had to move this week.
Yeah.
I'm still in the middle of moving.
Yeah, but guess which one of us can watch anime at work?
You?
You!
Well, I mean, you work at home.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that I have the time to watch anime at work.
You put it on the background.
No, I cannot. I don't know Japanese. I wouldn't get anything out of it.
Just watch it in English.
No! Ew!
Listen, I watch anime in English. Not.
Yeah, it's because you're cringe.
Not by default. I watch. No, fuck you. I watch anime in both dubs and subs. I'm not gonna be a supremacist here.
Mm-hmm.
Anime's anime, but if I hear a bad dub, then I'm like, ew. Then I'll put it in subs.
Yeah,
and there have been a few that I'm just like, ugh. And I'll put it in subs, not knowing that the subs could also be cringe, but like they sound better. So
yeah. I mean, I get it. I'm also mostly fine with subs and dubs equally. They just have to be kind of good. The thing is, on subs, because like I don't know, because of anime as a medium, it's really hard for a sub to be like not good. But it's really easy for a dub to be not good. I will say Dragon Ball Z, don't ever watch it subbed. Don't ever. Don't do it. Goku's the worst.
No, yes, no. Go watch it in dub because you get the best moments in dub.
Dub is the definitive way to watch Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super for sure. There's no arguments.
Here's one of my favorite dub moments from the Namek arc. when they're fighting Frieza and he like goes away for a while and then he comes back and Frieza's like, or Vegeta's like, "You fools behind you!" Just fucking. Have you seen that? Have you seen that clip?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I fucking love that. It's so fucking funny. The dub is just, I think it's because we grew up with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, some of the lines are just kind of memorable, more memorable in English.
Yeah, I mean, especially back in the day whenever, like, I don't know, whenever I guess we were less experienced at dubbing, and they were like, okay, we have the line. Unfortunately, the mouth on this character moves for double the length that it takes to say this line. So we are just going to have you, like, fill in the rest of the time with just going,
Honestly, that's like the best. It's kind of like Speed Racer vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Where, like, they didn't know how to, like, change the dubbing, so, like, the lips would move really fast, so they thought they had to talk really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't know if you've seen some of the clips, but, like, Speed back in the old fucking Speed Racer anime was, like, a real dickhead.
He was a huge dickhead, especially to Trixie.
God, it's fucking... I go to YouTube and just type in, like, Speed Racer being a dick compilation. And it's like 20 minutes of him being an asshole and, like, pulling a gun on people.
Yeah, it's honestly, like, Speed Racer was much more hardcore and much more flippant than he is, like, I don't know, in any other rendition, especially the movie.
Yeah.
Like, he's a good kid in the movie. God, I love the movie.
In the movie, he's like a nice boy. In the anime, he's a fucking unhinged maniac.
Mm-hmm.
It's like no one can stop him. That's why he's a demon, like, behind the wheel. That's why they say it in the opening. You don't want to get Speed behind a fucking car because then he won't know, like, how to stop. He'll just kill you.
God. He's just... Speed Racer is out for blood, and he's not taking anyone's shit. Like... One of the clips is Trixie being like, "Hey, this racer needs to win in order to, like, get money to pay, like, because their mom is sick." And Speed's like, "I don't give a fuck." That sounds like his problem. He should be faster. Like, what the fuck, dude?
The racer needs the money for the mom who has a disease. If you want me to lose, I'm not going to. That guy just needs to get better. Just
get good, idiot.
Dude, I love that shit. That's good shit. There was an anime that came out recently that I did not like the dubs for. It just sounded really bad.
Okay.
That's Reincarnated as a Vending Machine.
Oh, nice. Okay.
The sub is superior. I saw an episode in the dub, and I almost threw up in my mouth.
Nice.
It's cringe. It's bad. Like, because, like, vending machines in Japan, if, like, you don't know, they have, like, voice lines and stuff. They talk.
Mm-hmm.
They have, like, phrases. They do stuff like, hello there and thank you very much. Like, it's weird hearing that in English, and especially because I don't like the guy who voiced him in English. I don't like his voice.
Yeah.
I don't know who voices him, but I can tell you I don't like that guy.
Man, I'm gonna find out who that was, and I'm gonna tell him you said that.
You probably could. You have a friend in the fucking dubbing industry.
I do. I have a few actually. So
Exactly.
I'll find out and I'll make sure they know. I'll be like, hey, my friend and I have a podcast. He said he fucking hated you in that vending machine anime.
You
He
want to
said he
come
wanted
on
to
and
throw open
guess?
his mouth when he heard your voice.
That's no exaggeration, but don't do it.
Don't do it, please.
I don't want the anime industry to hate me. I love anime. Oh
come
God.
on. It's just so bad. What do you want from me?
Yeah, man. Hire me. I would do it. Just
I'd be a way better vending machine voice. Listen to this. Beep boop.
that iconic vending machine line. Beep boop. Just
many TikTok compilations that are just beep boop.
It's a fucking robot. Beep boop beep.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for coming. That's not even the line. I'm just. They're like, "What are you doing?" I'm kind of ad libbing.
I'm just kind of, I'm getting into character. This vending machine, maybe, I don't know. Maybe this vending machine throws the gritos every once in a while. I don't know. I'm throwing stuff out there. I don't know.
Instead of like fucking hello there, like thank you very much. It's like oh, just Mexican vending machine.
If it tells you no, you're like, oh yeah, I think I really do want a 7-Up, and it's like no.
I think you want Sierra Mist. Just
Shit, okay.
Oh man. Yeah, but I'm not gonna give it to you now. You already upset me.
Well, see, here's this actually leads us perfectly. So you saw
I did.
the dub of an anime that you did not like, and then you and I both watched all of a retelling of a story in live action that we both had a pretty good time watching. I think it's time to talk about One Piece, baby.
Oh, it's that time. Oh,
there's a theme song. Play the theme song. Play the theme song, Fee.
Gotta go. Raymond. Oh man, that'll forever be my like. I love the One Piece theme song, but the 4Kids theme song is like forever my favorite.
Yeah, that's just because you're embarrassing, and that's okay.
Not for good reasons, but for funny reasons.
Not because it's great, because it's funny.
You could like bad things if they're funny.
Listen, you can like bad people if they're funny. It's
Well, I was just about to say I'm not saying like you can excuse things for being things or people for being bad if they're funny.
Watch out! You may have to make an Ashton Kutcher apology. Better watch out.
We spent the first like 15 minutes exactly doing this. No, you can't excuse that. Hey, you can still think it's funny though.
Yeah. Listen.
Oh, I mean, you could listen.
Listen, Fee.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
I liked it.
Did you?
I liked One Piece a lot.
Me too.
I'm a big fan. There's so many good things to talk about in this show. I don't even know where to start.
Well, like here's the thing. First of all, I'm surprised you saw it in the time you did, like in less than a week.
Yeah.
Almost a week, right?
I am too.
I was more surprised at that than I was at how good the show was.
Yeah. I didn't know. So basically, like, we watched the first episode, and then my wife and I every night would watch like 2 to 3 episodes. We were done in like 4 days.
Yeah. And the show's good. Like,
it's so good.
I wouldn't say a 10 out of 10, but it's for sure a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I would give it a 9 out of 10, maybe an 8 out of 10 if you're being really critical.
Yeah, I'd give it a 9. I'd say 8 if I truly wanted to. If the acting and the cinematography were bad, I'd give it an 8.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. That's what brings it to a 9. But like you said, if we wanted to be critical, we could. But I'm too happy with what we got to be that critical, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
So
I don't know. It almost feels like you have to grade on a curve because, like, it's One Piece, so you have to be kind of critical about it because, like, One Piece is such an important piece of media, but also, like, there's never
it
been
is.
an anime show that's, like, translated to live action and been good. So it feels
Uh,
like even if they make
sorry,
mistakes, you're like, okay,
I hate to actually you, but Rurouni Kenshin has superior, like very good live action
yeah,
shows.
that's fair. Um, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, fuck me. Never mind.
um, yeah, fuck you. But it's let's put it this way: One Piece is one of the best live action anime to live action we've had in a long time because the Rurouni ones have been like years ago.
Yeah. And it did a really good job. Like, it condensed down everything from the beginning up to our long park.
Yeah,
And it wasn't
it wasn't bad,
it
right?
wasn't bad. I thought it did a pretty good job, actually.
I thought too. They skipped over Don Krieg. They
Mm-hmm.
condensed Baratier a little with Arlong.
Mm-hmm.
They killed Don Krieg off screen. Spoilers. I'm sorry. Spoilers.
Yeah,
First of all,
spoilers for the One Piece live action. We're gonna go through the whole fucking thing. Get ready, boys.
and girls
And
and
everyone else.
girls. Um. So yeah. So let's just. I guess let's start at like the beginning. For we saw. I'm gonna see if I get that live action reaction that we recorded out sometime this week. I've been moving. I haven't had time to do it.
That's fair. But we
But
watched the first episode together on stream, so you can watch that if you want whenever it comes out on YouTube. But
yeah, just like we're recording right now live on stream.
yeah, twitch.tv/go Gettas pod.
You can listen and watch live.
Yeah.
But we'll tell you later about all the other stuff. But we watched the first episode live,
Mm-hmm.
And got our like genuine reaction. And let me tell you, man, it's good.
It
Like the
was
first episode,
so fun.
it was so fun. Like we get introduced to Luffy, Nami, and Zoro right off the bat in the first episode,
Mm-hmm.
and they condensed, I'd say about 5 or 6 episodes into one.
Yeah.
Right. You know, we get Luffy. We get a little backstory of him as a kid. Kid actor's pretty good.
Yeah, he's
You know,
okay.
Shanks. I mean, I would say he did better than I thought.
The
Was
one
going
kid
to.
actor in the show that I thought did really well was Nami's kid actor. Nami's kid actor was great.
I want to say I liked Sanji's kid actor.
Sanji's kid actor was also great.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, he that whole flashback with Zeph is so well
So
done
good.
because, like,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where, like, you remember, but you remember, like, oh yeah, like, this is the thing that happened on that island with, like, Zeph and Sanji, but, like, you forget how long it is, and the live action really makes it a point to hammer home how fucking desperate they are. And, like, they show it all the way up till, like, day, I don't know, whatever, like 40 something, right?
No, like 90 something. They were on there for like 5 months.
No, I know they were
Oh,
on there that
yeah.
long, but the show only shows, like, the first, like, 2 months or something, and
Yeah.
and you're like, Jesus, this is so hopeless and insane. And then Sanji's like, yeah, we were out there for 5 months, and you're like, hold on, what?
Yeah, we ran out of food like 3 months in. So like, God, it's just crazy, and like everyone's childhood arc is sad in a way in
Yeah.
One Piece. Everyone's origin story is sad, except for Zoro's. It's sad.
No, Zoro's is sad.
Okay,
but only
yes,
minorly
Zoro's-
so. And guess what? Luffy's is also only minorly sad.
Yeah, Luffy in the later episodes gets, not in the live action, in the anime, gets more expanded upon
Mhm.
as you start to learn things about him, which
Yeah.
they just say in the first couple episodes in the live action
Yeah.
that you shouldn't learn until like 500 episodes in.
Yeah.
Surprise, one of the Navy admirals, fucking Garp, is Luffy's grandfather that raised him.
Yeah.
And he's like the main antagonist, I
Yeah.
guess. Anti-hero antagonist.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely kind of billed as an antagonist. He's like a recurring antagonisty kind of character, which actually that was one thing I wanted to ask you about. How did you feel about all of the Garp stuff?
I thought Garp was fucking great. I thought the actor was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was like honestly they didn't have to have they didn't have to show Garp this early, I guess, because like they were on their trip, they were doing their own thing. They didn't need someone chasing them.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was not bad, but like unnecessary.
Yeah,
But
I've
I
seen
think
a couple of reviews about the One Piece live action, and one thing that someone called out was like, if you imagine like the fight scenes and like doing the makeup and everything, like that costs a lot of money, and like how do you cut down on money? Well, you make half of the episode about Marines inside of a room talking to each other. And I was like, that do make sense, that they're like, okay, we have to fill time with something. Let's put Garp in here, and Garp is doing some shit in his ship, and it's fine.
Yeah. I think having Kobe in every episode was also a choice, right?
Yeah, which I actually really liked that choice, especially like by the end. You really do get the feeling, you get the sense that like that Kobe and Luffy are like two sides of the same coin, right? Like they're both pursuing their dreams, and Kobe's finally got like the confidence to do what he wants.
That's basically how it is in the anime, except you don't really spend time with Kobe because he's like not important.
Mm-hmm.
Not right now, at least.
Yeah.
He
gets there.
He gets there, and boy, does he get a glow up.
Oh, boy, does he fucking get there.
And Helmeppo, too.
Yep.
Which, that was another thing. Like, they became friends quick.
Mm-hmm.
They, like, he goes from holding a gun up to Kobe's head right to being his best friend in, like, 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Helmeppo was great.
Yeah, Helmeppo was great. Helmeppo showed his whole ass, and I didn't expect it, but boy, did I welcome it.
Yeah, I was like, oh no! I was like, no! Oh man, you'll want to see that reaction when it goes up. But Kobe was having a blast with that.
God, so good. Like, his ass was on full display, and my favorite thing is like at the end of One Piece, like, they're talking, Garp is talking to Helmeppo and Kobe, and Kobe's like, yeah, I want to be a great Marine. I want to be a good fighter. And then Helmeppo is like, I want to show that Roronoa isn't the only one who can use a sword. And I was like, God, I fucking hate and love you all at the same time, Helmeppo, you fucking beautiful idiot.
You son of a bitch. He doesn't even use swords in the anime, right? He has like, I thought he used like tonfas, like cross tonfas.
I think he does use a sword like later on. I think like that's sort of his specialty, is he became a sword guy afterward.
Yeah, Kobe's just basically Garp.
Yeah, Kobe is Garp, but I don't know, less hot at first, more hot later.
God, like, when I tell you, like, when he starts out, he's like a small little guy with a big head.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, when you see him later, he's like a tall, handsome K-pop star.
Yeah, who's got a cool scar and a bandana.
Yeah, and he doesn't have glasses anymore, and you're like, whoa! And Helmeppo is, like, cool, actually.
Yeah, Helmeppo's wearing, like, a mask over his eyes, like he's fucking Riku from Kingdom Hearts. It's great.
God, it's so good. I think one of my favorite scenes in the first episode. We'll go chronologically. In the first episode is when we get introduced to Zoro,
Mm-hmm.
and we get introduced to our first instance of the Baroque works they set up for season 2. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, I keep hearing that season 2 is already like getting there, dude. They said they got the script and they're like about to get started going with it.
Yeah, I imagine they've got to wait until the
strike.
fucking the strike ends, unless they work for a company that already is doing the things that SAG-AFTRA wants them to do. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
maybe they signed a contract that like was required by everything, so like
Mhm.
they got him on before that went on.
Yeah.
It was probably like, oh, we'll get a season 2 if this one goes like off without a hitch.
Mhm.
And boy did it.
Yeah, apparently it was number 1 in 80 plus countries on Netflix. That's fucking insane, dude.
Everyone loved it.
Mhm.
Everyone. I mean, except for like some of the usual suspects.
God.
And I'm like, why do you hate? Why do you just hate?
Yeah. It's one of those things. It's a strange thing that it's so universally loved because this was such a big risk. And I remember the first trailer came out. No one was convinced by the first trailer.
Oh, not us. For sure, not us.
And then the second trailer came out, and we were like, okay, this actually does seem kind of fun.
I think I said it before. They just showed us like all the worst parts of like what was in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean is worst parts is I mean like they showed us like the out of context cringe parts.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Which when put in the show, it's like not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. But so like you would get introduced to the Baroque works, which was gonna be in season 2, because the next season is going to be they said Alabasta, but I don't know how they're going to do Alabasta without getting fucking Chopper.
Yeah, I mean,
unless there's more episodes than 8, which God, I hope there is.
I hope so too. This season would have really benefited from 10 episodes, I think.
Yeah, 10 episodes. So, like, I hope they do 5 episodes for Chopper and, like, 5 episodes for, like, a part 1 of Alabasta. Because Alabasta's a really big arc.
It's huge. And if they're for sure not going to do that, but, like, they're not going to give Chopper 5 episodes. Maximum Chopper gets 2.
2 episodes, 8 in the rest of Alabasta. Like, I Chopper needs to be there. He's, like, He's a part of it.
Do you think that they're going to get to Water 7 and pick up Frankie?
Frankie comes after Alabasta.
Yeah, I know.
Oh boy, I hope so.
That would be pretty sick.
Boy, the fight between Luffy and Rob Lucci.
Yeah.
Oh, but here's the trade-off. We're gonna see the guy turn into a giraffe.
That's fine. Yeah.
Oh,
go
no.
Kaku, baby.
Even the in universe people made fun of him. Just
wow, what a cool animal you are. Shut up.
I didn't choose this.
My tongue is black. It's very cool.
I got a big fucking head and I do breakdance moves. God, I don't hate him, but like God, he's so stupid looking.
Yeah.
I hope they get at least most of the crew because I wanna see them do that. I want to see them rescue Robin at fucking
Enies Lobby. Yeah, I want to see that so bad. The thing is, based off of how much money it looks like they've poured into this season and the fact that it still wasn't enough money, I am not confident that they can do Marineford without like 10x that budget.
Here's the thing. I think it was most of that budget because they had to build like real ships, right? So that's why it was so expensive. But now they have the ships already.
Well, yeah, I guess they've got the Going Merry, but like, what else? You know, like you can't reuse Barat. They're not going to go back to Baratier.
No. But like, there's no other like ships that you see after you get to Alabasta. It's on land, so it'll cost significantly less. And then even when they get to what's fucking Chopper's Island? It's like Sakura Island, right?
Oh fuck!
I forget.
I don't remember, man.
Once they get there, like there's no, they're on land. They're not on the fucking ship. They don't need extravagant sets. All they have to do is like travel to like a snowy land or even build a snowy like set, right?
Yes.
And then they're like you can go to any desert and film Alabasta.
Drum Island, I think.
Drum Island, that's the one.
Yeah.
You can go to like any desert area and film there and call it Alabasta.
Yeah,
Like
and they are there for a long time, so that does make sense.
So you don't need to like dish out all this money for like expensive like boat sets where I have to build ships. So I think it'll be like cheaper going on forth because like after honestly after East Blue, they spend a lot of time on land. Especially this art man, because after this one they have to go to Skypiea first. And Skypiea is important.
Yeah, I mean Skypiea they've got to give a lot of time for, I feel like. You don't do an L like that, you know? Like you give an L time to breathe.
And you gotta build them up. I even feel like 10 episodes isn't enough. But I could see it be done in 10 because each episode's an hour long.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just gonna want more, right? I'm just gonna want more.
I feel like you're always gonna want more, you know?
But well, I only want that because they did it so fucking good.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the good problem to have is that you're like, why haven't you given me more? Hurry up.
Yeah, no shit.
But I will say, you know what? Go ahead and finish your point because I have I do want to talk about some of the drawbacks of this show as well.
All right, so one of my favorite parts, I'm going back. Then he meets Baroque Works, some guy that wasn't in, or I guess he was like in a small tidbit of the manga, but he fights. I don't remember what number 4, right?
Number 7.
Yeah, number 7. And we see the first instance of Zoro being like a fucking arrogant asshole. Like they're like, "Oh, we want you to join Baroque Works, Zoro," and he's like, "If not, I'm gonna fight you." And he's like, "Well, if they were so worried about it, why did they send the 7th guy?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, damn!" And then he pulls out a sword and they start fighting. And here's the thing: One Piece is notorious for no one dying.
Yeah.
But Zoro cuts this man in half. Dead.
Cuts him in half like fucking Star Wars Episode 1.
Like, splits him. You see his insides and you're like, whoa!
Yeah.
What? And then he carries half the body for a bounty to turn him in. And you're like, what the fuck?
Absolutely
like, okay.
Insane.
Yeah, they kill people in this show. And I mean, I'm not saying that bad. It's just, it's more realistic. But it's, Zoro has 3 swords.
Yeah.
He'd eventually have to cut someone in half. So, like, that was one of my favorite parts. Also, Alvida did not let me down.
Yeah, Alvida was actually a lot of fun, and I'm really glad to see that at the end they teased that her and Buggy were going to be coming back.
Yeah, baby. Here's the thing, though. Are they going to get a new actress for Alvida?
Yeah, good question.
Because she takes the smooth fruit,
yeah.
And it basically deflates her.
Yeah, which is so funny.
Yeah.
So she's like, I need a devil fruit to fix this.
And then she never comes back again. But she like comes back when they're fighting in front of the gallows and then runs off and we never see her again. Yeah, no, it was so funny to see Luffy stretch for the first time because like he stretches his torso to like evade her attacks and I was like, oh! I was like, oh no! And then they're fighting, and then Luffy does from the trailer the Gum pistol.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no! But then I thought they were gonna cut away, but they just showed him punching the fuck out of her.
Yeah, directly in the face, off the ship, never to be heard from again until the end of the show.
God, it was so good, and I was like, oh fuck, they did it, right? Like they didn't like I don't know. They didn't like half-ass it. They didn't pull it away.
Mhm.
They're showing it. So that, and then immediately after, when him and Kobe are on the little like boat and they're going away, you see Alvina's ship burning in the background.
It's so funny.
And then like Luffy just slaps Kobe like fucking heart slap.
Yeah.
It's man. But go ahead. I was just telling you my favorite parts from episode 1. But go ahead. I want you to talk.
Listen, I really loved this show. There were a couple of things that I thought could have been better. Obviously some of the stuff like Arlong. Like you look at Arlong and you're like, I guess that's as good as you could have done.
Listen, it was that or just full CGI.
Yeah, which is fair.
I think the worst than Arlong was the guy who spits.
Oh yeah,
that guy was. Whew.
Yeah, to be fair, I looked at his drawing in the manga is not much better.
Yeah,
but like
he has
in the manga, there's charm.
Yeah, his name is Chu, I think.
Yeah.
And he has like big red like wax lips almost like the candy.
Yeah.
And like they're outstretched. But the live action just looks like he got fucking run over. Like he got hit by a train. It looks so hideous.
God.
It's the best they could do, and it's not. Arlong looks good. Yeah. I mean, he looks as good as he can be. It's fine.
Yeah, about as good as he could. The thing that I'll say that's like beyond like makeup. The other reason why I say that you could feel that they had budgetary constraints is that Luffy at no point other than a fight used his rubber powers, right? Like there were a number of times in which like he was running across the ship or he was going to like the bow of the ship or whatever, and I was like, why doesn't he just like stretch his hands out and pull himself there, or like, you know, use his leg, or like, because Luffy is just a fucking goofball with his dumbass rubber powers sometimes, and like he never does that in the live action, and it's because it would have cost them money. So like it's like yeah, I get it, but like, man, that like you almost don't notice it unless you're like you've watched One Piece enough to where like, you know, like, oh yeah, no, that is a thing that Luffy would do. Because like I was talking to my wife about it and I brought that up, and my wife was like, yeah, I guess like if you wanted to defend it, you could say like, oh yeah, Luffy doesn't want to like reveal his powers before he's like in a fight. That way, like he gets the element of surprise. But Luffy's not smart enough to think of that. So
Luffy tells people he's made of rubber.
Yeah.
He tells the people he's like, oh, by the way, I'm a man made of rubber. Fucking gum.
Yeah, I'm a fucking rubber man. I had a devil fruit power. I drown if you put me in water. Anyway, have a kick.
Okay, so here's one thing I didn't like from the live action, I guess.
Okay.
And it's not that I didn't like it, right? It's just I thought it could have been better. In the Usopp arc in Syrup Island, I didn't like the way they did Kuro. I didn't like that they left out Django. I don't like that they were confined to the house, right?
Yeah.
I really wish they were fighting outside with more of the pirates and not just Butchie and Shen. Yeah,
and that makes sense. I will say though, like, if they were going to stay inside the house the whole time, I really did appreciate that they turned it into a fucking horror movie. Where Kuro's like in there with his knife fingies, like, Kyle, where are you? I was like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, that was fine. Also, they killed Mary. He's not coming back. He's dead. He's not
super dead.
So a lot of people online are mad about that.
I don't know why.
It's probably because like, here's a reason I heard from like someone that actually had reason, and they were like, well, it really sucks that they killed Mary because now what's her name, Kaya, right?
Yeah.
Kaya's just alone now. She has nobody. But when Mary lived, she had like her one remaining friend who was there with like the whole family since the beginning. So like now in the live action, she's just lonely and by herself.
Yeah.
Mary was almost like the last bit of her family.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's right, but also like, so like, there's a lot of people on the island. Kaya like can just go make friends now that she's not sick all the time.
I get that. I'm not like super mad that happened. I'm just like, oh well, I would have liked to see Mary still live because of course it's in the anime, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm not broken up about it.
Yeah, you're not like posting online because you're so upset.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not like fucking crying over my keyboard. But yeah, I wish Kudo would have been out in the sun doing more like fast fighting, right? I wanted to see Usopp save Kaya from Django, like he did in the show.
That would have been nice.
I mean, I heard Django, like they showed a wanted poster of Django, so of course he's gonna show up. But also he's in the Navy in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know how he's gonna show up, but like Django's not a big player. He was like Kudo's sidekick and then goes off on his own, then like double crosses pirates and becomes a Navy officer.
Yeah.
It's just I would prefer to see him at the beginning instead of jumping straight there, like putting him somewhere else where he shouldn't be.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and I get that. I also I will say the Kuro and Luffy fight was pretty underwhelming.
Oh yeah.
Because Luffy just like tried to punch him and the Kuro was like, I'm so fast. And then Luffy at one point was like, he like curved a punch and hit him. And I guess whenever he hit Kuro, that like he hit him so hard that made all knowledge of the fact that he's actually very fast fall out of his head, because he from that point onward was just never fast again.
Yeah, he never like disappeared again. He was just like, he hit me. I guess I can't be fast anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
what's a devil fruit power? Who am I?
Well, Kudo doesn't have a devil fruit power.
Oh yeah. Why is he so fast then?
Like a cat. He's nimble like a cat.
Okay, so nothing. Got it.
Nothing. No
good
reason.
writing,
He's
Oda.
Listen. If you go back to the East Blue, almost no one has a devil fruit power.
Yeah, I guess Buggy and
Luffy. Buggy and Luffy.
Yeah.
Not even the Creek pirates have fucking devil fruit powers.
Yeah.
None of Arlong's people have devil fruit powers.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody does. Buggy and Luffy.
It's just Buggy and Luffy. Man, the two kings, the two emperors of the sea. Crazy.
Crazy. It's not until they get out of East Blue they start seeing like more people, because like I'm trying to think right now, like Luffy, Buggy, I'm thinking hard, but I honestly I think those are the only two in the East Blue that they showed.
I'm gonna look this up because there's got to be a list of characters.
Well, if you type in like East Blue, people in the East Blue with devil fruit, they'll probably pull up people from like the future.
I mean, to be fair, they did mention Jinbei. Nope, Jinbei doesn't use one either. So that's
Jinbei doesn't use a devil fruit power.
Yeah, I'm thinking of way fucking future stuff for no reason.
There's that one fishman with the devil fruit power in the Atlantis story arc or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. The Atlantis story arc.
I don't know what it's, the Mermaid Island.
Yeah.
When that he could just throw things once he touches them and like they become like a target, which is fucking crazy, right?
Yeah.
He could breathe on the water, but he can't swim. He just walks.
All right. Yeah. I'm looking through all the characters here. So nobody in East Blue has the devil fruit power except for that you're right. It's just Luffy and Buggy.
Yeah, I can
Shit.
name you. I can name you all the East Blue people, like all the important ones, and none of them have devil fruit powers. Like Luffy, Buggy, they have devil fruit powers. Let's like going through the arcs. Like Axe Hand Morgan, no, he's just strong.
Mm-hmm.
All of Buggy's crewmates, Kabaji, the fucking the animal tamer who wasn't in the live action.
The Richie the
they're all-
Lion.
yeah, Richie the Lion. They're all just people, like normal people.
Mm-hmm.
And then Don Krieg, he's just fucking strong, and even his crew, fucking Geen and Pearl, they're just dudes.
They're just guys.
So like they were really like playing like the people in this world are fucking crazy, even
Yeah.
without devil fruit powers. Which I guess makes sense because like there's not many devil fruits out there. There's like only a limited number.
Yeah, and I
So
guess it makes sense that like you would see more devil fruits, like while you're on the Grand Line, as opposed to being in like East Blue. So it makes sense.
And East Blue is like the weakest of all the four Cs.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you think about it, like Don Krieg, he just has all these weapons. He doesn't have a devil fruit. Arlong's a fishman. He's just strong because of a fish. He's a fishman. And like later you find out he trained with one of like the best fishermen in the fucking sea.
Mm-hmm.
I forget his name. Him and Jinbei and what's his name, the guy who it gets really sad that they get that orphan girl who's part of the rebellion now.
God.
I think it's like Red something. I'm not sure.
I believe you.
I just remember seeing that arc because it was like in between Dressrosa,
Mm-hmm.
and like it was really good. And when they brought Arlong back, I was like, "What the fuck, Arlong?"
What the fuck?
like, oh,
Fucking
yeah.
Arlong's here. Hey.
And Jinbei, the first son of the sea, who's like the best user of fishman karate. Fucking fishman karate is so stupid, but like it's way wrong.
It's the dumbest, worst name, but it's also like objectively one of the coolest fucking things in One Piece.
Yeah. Fishman karate, and like Jinbei literally shoulder throws ocean at you. Like he grabs the ocean like a judo throw,
Mhm.
and he throws it at you. It's so fucking wild.
Yeah,
But
it's fucked up. Like, and that's actually one of the reasons why I thought for a second that he had a devil fruit ability. But apparently,
no.
so like
He-
in the future, spoilers for fucking chapter 1000 and Eat My Ballsack. They make pacifista models after all of the warlords of the sea, and they give all of them, if they didn't have a devil fruit, they give them a devil fruit.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. So now Jinbei has a devil fruit, but he's like a little baby Jinbei.
What? Oh, there's a Jinbei pacifista.
Mm-hmm.
What power did they give him?
I think it was like, God, I fucking forgot the actual fruit. But it's one with
Is
it's
it
a
a-
water-based one, so like he's fucking very
Is it
strong.
a real fruit? Is it a real fruit?
I'm not sure actually.
Because like later on in the anime, we get like different like types of like synthetic devil fruit, like the smile fruit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Let me
and
see.
I know Doctor what's his name was making, like, he made the pacifistas. So like
He did.
it just
Nice. Yeah. So they gave Jinbei, the Jinbei pacifista, Senor Pink's devil fruit, which allows him to swim in solid surfaces such as the ground and through the walls.
oh shit.
So he can also use fishman karate while liquefied in the with the liquefied ground. So he can pretend the ground is water and fishman karate
he's an earthbender. He's an earthbender.
Yeah, it's fucked up, dude.
That's sick, honestly. I haven't read the new chapters, but all the pacifistas, all the little kid ones look fucking sick.
Yeah, they do.
I can't wait for, everyone to kill them because they can't be left alive.
That's true. Yeah.
That's really fucked up if they leave them alive.
Yeah, I can't wait till these fucking children get murdered. Oh, it's gonna be great.
Well, like you have okay, so you got the little Jinbei pacifista,
Hmm.
and then you have like the Boa Hancock pacifista,
Yep.
as well as like a few other. Like you can't just let them be alive. They're I know they didn't ask to be created, but like it's really fucked up if they're still alive.
Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. It's I don't know. It's a hard knock life out here for us, Fee, and sometimes you just need to fuck up some kids, I guess. And Zoro maybe cuts one in half. Who knows? I don't know.
I wish. But anyway, yeah, like the live action's really good, right?
Hmm.
Off screen we see probably one of the best characters in the show, Mihawk.
Hmm.
Fucking kill Don Krieg.
Yeah, just off screens him. Fucking, he's on his like cell phone snail. Like, I'm bored. Cutting ship in half. Yes, I'm Mihawk.
Which like he does do that in the anime. He
Mhm.
he attacks Don Krieg's fleet, but like he doesn't kill him.
Yeah.
But that saves time in the live action that they didn't need to have the Don Krieg fight. But it does not make sense that Geen still showed up at the Baratier asking for food and then just left.
Yeah, they also like I didn't make the connection that he was from the Don Krieg like stuff until afterward, because I had forgotten that like that was a part of the original Baratier, and I was like, "Oh, hey, who is this guy? Why was he here?" Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine.
he was like, he was one of the reasons why Sanji got in trouble at the Baratier for feeding someone, starving for food, and then Geen went back and he told Sanji, he's like, "Can you make like 50 more for like the people that are like starving?" And Sanji makes them, and he takes it back to Krieg, and fucking Zeph is all like pissed off.
Mhm.
That's where they have like their fight, and then Krieg comes by. He's like, "Oh man, we're gonna take your ship. Thanks for feeding us." So
Somebody's
like,
"Ugh."
he's like, "No, I may have fed you, but you're not gonna take this ship, you shitter."
You absolutely. He said that in the manga. He said he called him a shitter. It was crazy.
But yeah, I was like, why did you even add Geen? Krieg's dead, unless he's somehow alive. But like even then, like he didn't take food back to anyone. He was like, "Oh man, I need food." Was it just to show that Sanji like doesn't like people to like not have food?
Yeah, I think I just show off that like Sanji's a good guy, and also to give, man, that was like one of my favorite like speeches in like the One Piece live action is whenever Luffy is like, "Yeah, Sanji was in here and he fucking fed a hungry guy because he's a good dude, and you're an old shitty guy." Zeph is like,
God.
"He did that in my ship, did he? Hey, he's a good boy." I'm like, wow, I fucking like you, Zeph. You're great.
He really was. The guy who played Zeph was really good.
Mm-hmm.
It was really funny. They never name him, I don't think, in the live action, but I think his name was Krabby, which was like the big Popeye arm chef that was always pissed off.
Oh yeah.
He was there in the background. Like I don't think he had more than like 4 lines. But like it's so funny to see all the chefs and then him, but no one explains him.
Yep.
He's just there. And then the
Just there.
Baratier has like a nightclub bar on it as well.
Yeah.
And Usopp's like fucking, he gets fucking drunk.
Yeah. He's God, that's one of my favorite scenes where Usopp's like, "Yeah, I was fucking out." And Koro and the Black Cat Pirates.
And then Mihawk in his like super, in a super like gay way. Like I don't know, it felt like someone coming on to Usopp, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he like comes up next to me, he's like, "Oh, did you?"
I would
He's
very
like,
much like to hear about this Luffy.
that was like almost flirting, right? Come
Hmm.
on. That was like him coming. He's like, I would love to hear
I
about
think
this.
one of the other cool things is like Mihawk is basically like a tired celebrity
Yeah.
in like One Piece canon, because like everyone knows he's the world's greatest swordsman, and so people are constantly like, oh, I love your career, I love your swordsmanship, sir, and he's always like, yeah, whatever the fuck. And so when Zoro shows up and is like, yeah, I've been watching you ever since I was a little kid, Mihawk is like, yeah, okay. like yeah, I get that fucking every 2 days, whatever, kid. And he's like, I challenge you to the duel to the death. Mihawk's like, well,
Oh, oh, Yugi boy. And then he
now.
pulls out
Yugi
his
boy.
fucking Yugi boy. He pulls out his little knife, which I didn't know I didn't think they were gonna do it in live action, but he did, and it was really great.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're gonna fight me with that little knife. He's like, you don't hunt rabbits with the rocket or what he said, rocket
Yeah,
launcher.
you don't hunt rats with a cannon, I think.
Yeah, you don't hunt rats with a cannon. And fucking, he's just like blocking all of Zoro's fucking moves with the blade and shit. And that scene was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I like that was the scene that I was hoping they kept in like perfect. Except they didn't introduce like Zoro's bounty brothers,
Yeah.
Johnny and the other one, Johnny and like ya
Johnny and
something.
Yanni.
Johnny and Yanni, my two favorite One Piece characters. No, uh, it was like Johnny and Yatsu or something. I don't remember, but they didn't introduce them. But like Mihawk, it's really weird to see like Luffy being depressed, because if you know about the Zoro fighting Mihawk, you know, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they save him, and then like Luffy's like they're like healing him. They're like, I think this is how they alluded to like going to Drum Island. They're like, we need a doctor,
Yeah.
right? They're like, none of us are doctors. We need a doctor.
Yeah, they're like Luffy, someone is hurt on the ship. Like, I've been watching a lot of Sesame Street with my son, so this does just feel like a Sesame Street segment. There's someone that's hurt on the ship. What do we need? We need food. No, Luffy, stop and think it through. What do we need for someone who's hurt? And then, a doctor, Luffy. Right, a doctor. Yeah, I'll go get one of those.
And then they bring Zeph, and he fucking he fillets a fish and gets a fish bone, and sews up Zoro. And they're like, yeah, that's just the old sea ways that we did it, but he's gonna need to see a doctor, right?
Yeah.
but like,
this is the best that
Luffy's-
I can do, but boy, he would be way better off if he could see a doctor or something.
This is the first time like I've ever seen Luffy having like a panic attack, because Zoro's like really hurt and he doesn't know what to do, and like Nami's pissed off, right?
Yeah.
And at this point, like, people are like, oh, fucking Zoro, like Zami is happening,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, no, like, motherfucker, friends can be worried about friends no matter their gender, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, there's no sexual tension there unless you're like building that they're just always like, we're not a crew as sexual tension.
Well, there was one scene that you could construe, and that's where they play the drinking game together.
Oh my god, yeah, but drinking is Zoro's like character when he's not fighting.
Yeah, but
And
like he just
weightlifting.
drinks. He doesn't like, he's not like, oh, you and me are gonna play a drinking game together, like Usopp. We're gonna fucking what, like he's like, I bet I know all about you, Nami, dumb idiot. And she's like, all right, stupid sword ass, let's fucking go. Let's drink and talk about how sad we are.
That can be construed as kind of like will they, won't they, but like it's more of I the way I took it was Zoro doesn't trust Nami for shit.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
So like he was just trying to, yeah, maybe soften her up, maybe find out more about her, see if he can catch her in a lie. So like he was drinking with her while still being cordial, right?
Yeah.
That's how I saw it. That like it wrong. If it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. But that's how I understood it. I could feel kind of like the sexual tension, but like I I think it was more of like Zoro trying to find out shit.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause, like,
that's fair. I mean, you could read it basically anyway, so I think it's fine.
he only trusts like one person, and that's Luffy.
Yeah.
And it's just like I said, it was too good. It was the show is really good. There wasn't enough Sanji for my liking.
Yeah, to be fair, the way that they changed Sanji in this in the live action was so good, because if they were to keep like heart eyes desperate simp pervert Sanji, I would have hated him. But the fact that he's like a smooth talking, like, hey, yeah, I'll give you private lessons whenever you want, baby, and they're like, ew, stop, and he's like, ew. The fact that he's just like a smooth talker and he's extremely hot, I'm like, yeah, good, give me more of this.
He does look good without a shirt.
Jeez, fucking so good. Christ.
But here's the thing, there's still time for him to be like still silly girl chasing guy, but not like over the top like the show. They didn't show him smoking that much.
Yeah,
which I'm kind of like, that's kind of like Sanji's the guy who's like smoking. He always smokes.
Mm-hmm.
He also smiles a lot more.
Yeah.
In the live action, which I'm like, it's kind of weird, but I mean, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
He's more jovial.
I like it a lot, actually.
Like he is way more open to talking with guys and girls in the live action than in the anime, because in the anime he'll talk to guys begrudgingly, but
yeah, he's like, I guess you're here.
Yeah. But I liked them. They skip over a few characters. Like I said, Geen showed up at the Baratier for no reason. The Admiral Full Metal was there, and he just kind of he got hit, and then we never saw him again.
Yeah, don't need him. Get him out of here.
Get him out of there. It's really good. You see a little bit of banter between Zoro and Sanji at the Arlong Park Arlong Park fight.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. The fart was my favorite.
I was struggling.
I'm stroking out.
Over here stroking my the Arlong Park fight also with Luffy and Arlong was kind of too fast, right?
Yeah, I thought so too. I get why it was so fast, but it would have been satisfying to have it go on a little longer, to see some more of like the moves and some more build up. And I will say, the part that I actually hated more than that was whenever fucking Garp shows up and is like, "This has all been a test. I needed to make sure that you knew who you were."
I wanted to make sure that you knew this was gonna be a choice, and like beats the shit out of him.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? I hate that trope. Yeah, I only chase you because I love you. This was a test. You passed. Now I'm going to go away.
They didn't know that I was lying the whole time. Fucking. It's that meme, right? Like. Those idiots don't even know that I'm pretending to be stupid. Like, God. But, yeah, like, everything was fine until, like, Garp is like, well, now that I know that you got your heart sent out to be a pirate, I don't care.
Yeah, if he instead was like, well, it's either you or Arlong, and we have a bigger problem with Arlong, so we're gonna get him, but you stay right here. Wink. And then Luffy's like, shit, we gotta fucking go.
No, everyone else is like, I think we should go. And Luffy's like, but he told us to wait.
But he told us to wait. Luffy, I swear to fucking God. And that's like the perfect time for them to like grab him by like both arms and walk away, and then like his whole body moves but his head and neck stays. His neck just stretches out. But a great time for that gag, but they wouldn't have done it because it costs money.
Here's what I thought was gonna happen, right? I thought I thought Garp was gonna get there and he was gonna be like beating him up. He's like, "You can't play pirates anymore." And then Luffy's like, "But this is, what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna be a navy, whatever." And then I thought Garp was like, "Okay, then. Well, then I'm no longer gonna be chasing you as your grandfather. I'm gonna go be full on from here on out."
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was gonna be like one of that, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Ooh, that's pretty good." But it wasn't, and I'm not upset. But like, it is what it is. It's good. It's good because now we won't have Garp chasing him in the next season.
Yeah, and hopefully they're going to spend that extra time. Hopefully they're like looking at the script for this and they're like, all right, maybe they saw Alabasta coming and they were like, oh, thank fucking God, we can just go shoot in the desert and it'll be fine.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to show Drum Island, and there's a few Devil Fruit users there.
Mm-hmm.
You got Chopper,
Mm-hmm.
we got Wapple, we got that big guy that's the guardian of Drum Island, who's a Zoan of like a buffalo.
It's a big guy.
He's a big guy. Uh, so like we're gonna get introduced to Zoans next season.
Yeah.
Which is pretty. Here's what I hope that they fix in Alabasta that really upset me. And this is spoilers for Alabasta, everybody. In Alabasta, they basically set a timed bomb to blow it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the palace guards from Vivi's court, he has like an eagle powers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he basically makes like the ultimate sacrifice to meet the bomb in the air and blow it up to save people.
Oh, right.
And,
oh, right.
and you're like, oh, like it's a really heartfelt scene because like you get to know that guy and you're like, oh shit. And like he takes the bomb and he has like this sad goodbye and you're like, oh man, that's such a good scene. Only for like as they're leaving Alabasta, he's like in a bed and he's like, oh man, I should have died or whatever. And he didn't die. I was pissed off.
Yeah.
I was fuming. I was like, I was like clapping. I was like, this is so good. That like, fuck yeah. This was like the best way that someone could go out saving his people, and he had this heartfelt goodbye, only to live.
Yeah.
Ooh, Oda, you son of a bitch.
Oda just wants to have it both ways every time. Which,
Just
to be fair, whenever, spoiler alert, whenever Ace dies, it wouldn't surprise me if like that issue came out and they were like, all right, so who's gonna fix him? Somebody's probably gonna fix him, right? Like
I probably
he's not dead.
wouldn't watch One Piece anymore.
The One Piece is Ace. He's just there. He's at Laugh Tale just waiting.
If Ace lived, I would have dropped One Piece because that was such a sad, heartfelt scene.
Yeah.
Right. And it happened to me, and I saw it. It happened a long time ago, but when I saw it, it was at an integral time in my life when my brother passed away. Because I was watching that show when I got the call near that scene when I got the call that my brother had passed away. God. And only if the show pulled that shit, I would have been really overly pissed off because I was already emotional, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would have been livid that I wouldn't want to watch it anymore. So
Oda, you son of a bitch.
But Ace, I'm not like happy he's dead. He was a good character, but like he died, and then we get introduced to Luffy's third brother.
Yeah, they're like, we had a backup Ace. His name is Sabo.
We had a better one. I don't want to say better Ace, but Sabo is good.
Sabo's great.
It's just that Ace is better. The man has a tattoo of his name on his shoulder spelled wrong.
Yeah, which is what... God, it's such a fucking cool thing. I love that.
It's so fucking good. Like, you shouldn't... Here's the thing. Ace is Gold Roger's son. Spoilers. Mm-hmm. But, like, if you told me that was Luffy's real brother, they look alike.
They do, yeah.
I would have been like, yeah, it's Luffy's brother.
That's him.
Then they're just like, well, they're not related by blood. How? You made them look alike.
They look the same.
Like, I was just like, what? I was like, Oda, what are you doing? Oh,
yeah, who knows? Maybe, I I don't know. Maybe Monkey D. Dragon and fucking Gold Roger are brothers. Who knows?
It's not Monkey D. Is it Monkey D. Dragon? I thought it was Dragon D. something.
No, it's Monkey D. Dragon.
That's such a stupid name.
That's how names work, Fee. Monkey D. Garp, Monkey D. Luffy, Monkey D. Dragon.
Usually it's their last names that are the same.
Yeah, in Japanese, the last name comes first.
Yeah, but they're not Japanese.
I mean, the names are, though. The name structure is.
Only for that.
That's not true. Everybody's name, like, Zoro's name is Roronoa Zoro. No one calls him Roronoa. No one calls him Monkey instead of Monkey D. Luffy. Everyone calls him Luffy because Luffy's his first name.
I think if people just called him Monkey, the show wouldn't be as good, even if it was the same, right?
Yeah, that would be terrible.
But like, it's only for those because like, Sanji is only just is Sanji
Vin Smoke Sanji.
Vin Smoke Sanji. I was gonna call him Blue Leg Sanji.
Yeah, Blue Leg Sanji. That's who he is. I like that you didn't even get his nickname right.
It's Black Leg Sanji, but I don't know why I was just like East Blue Leg.
Yeah, Blue Leg. That's him. Blue Lock Sanji. He plays soccer now.
Usopp doesn't have a last name.
Usopp D. Pirate.
He's named after his father. His name is Yasop Usopp.
Yeah.
Nami doesn't have a last name.
Nami doesn't have a last name, you're right. But guess who does? Ace. Portcast D. Ace.
Yeah, Portgas D. Ace. Does that mean that... No, how is that? Because Gold D. Rogers, not Portgas D. Roger.
Yeah, correct. Because he was named after his mother.
Portgas D. Dead.
Damn.
No one has a mother in One Piece besides Nami, and not anymore.
Yeah, Nami's mom died. It's fine.
And Usopp's mom died. I was really okay. So here's something stupid about the live action that I wish they did.
Okay.
When they showed Usopp's mom, like Usopp has a long nose and his mom has a long nose in the anime, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in live action, they didn't do that, for reasons.
Yeah.
I for sure thought they were gonna give the mom a long nose for no reason. And when we saw her, she was gonna have the Usopp nose.
God.
I was like waiting for it. I'm like, come on, just do this one gag for me.
God.
Also, when they killed Nami's mom in the show, it was, I don't want to say it was more intense than the anime, because in the anime, Arlong kills him in front of the kids, but like not in the house. He does it out of the house.
Yeah.
But it was good. I'm just gonna say it because like we're already at the end. But like, man, like One Piece live action lived up to my expectations, and like I know you've been y'all been listening, but when I tell you like that I really want more, like that tells you how good it is. Because like if you've been listening to us for a while, like how much of like a stickler for anime and for like things to be like not to be identical to the source material, but like faithful.
Yeah.
That shows you how much like I think One Piece live action did it right.
Yeah. And yeah, I think it did. Like, I think despite the problems that we like spent a lot of time talking about, that's an artifact of like, whenever you talk about a problem, you have to explain why you didn't like it and why you thought they could have done it better. When you say like, I really loved the actor who played Luffy because he acted just like Luffy, that's the whole sentence. That's the whole thought. I don't need to justify it anymore.
Yeah.
And it's also true. The actor who played all of the casting in the show was so fucking spot on.
Yeah. It's like Nami too.
Nami's great.
Nami was such a good actor. Like here's like my cynicism coming out. I thought they were gonna give her a fucking Faye Valentine treatment.
Oh yeah,
but they didn't. And we've talked about this before, but man, Cowboy Bebop live action was not it wasn't good.
It was not as good as this, for sure.
It wasn't good at all.
I
Besides
I had
one
fun.
scene that we
I
both
had fun
agree on.
watching it.
I
Um,
didn't, man. I tried, but there were so many bad things that took me out of it. I was just like, why would they do this? Why are they doing that? And oh, it made sense in the universe. There was like when fucking what's his name? Spike fights the Afro dude on the building. Cool
mhm.
fight. When Spike's getting his ass beat while Jet is watching his fucking daughter is a silly
It's
scene.
perfect.
Everything else is trash. Everything.
It's perfect.
Even the iconic church scene is ruined by this horrible story they decided to tell.
Yeah, I didn't appreciate the way that the story ended in Cowboy Bebop, the live action. Not a fan. I'm happy that they stuck a lot closer to the source material, and I especially that like the author of One Piece is like so heavily involved in the production. You can tell
Yeah,
that like you can tell that
yeah,
these are like choices that would have been okay to make, and the fact that like you know that Oda made them is fine.
yeah. Yeah, like and that's the thing. It's not a one for one. Like there's some scenes that they one for one from the anime and manga into
Mhm.
the live action, but the story is not very different, but it's told differently and showed differently. But it's done in a way that you could see it being done in universe that you're just like, yeah, okay, I get that.
Mhm.
And it doesn't drag the show down, right?
Yeah.
Not like Cowboy Bebop. I'm gonna keep harping on it because I love Cowboy Bebop so much. Cowboy Bebop Adam they shouldn't have made it a live action first of all, because Cowboy Bebop is such an iconic anime that like has so many different vibes on it. It can be funny when it wants to be funny. It's serious when it wants to be serious. It has all these iconic set pieces and scenes
Mhm.
that you're watching and it like the colors and the music. But then like the live action doesn't really bring any of that.
Yeah, it's a little
It tries
disappointing. Like it's got I think that Cowboy Bebop actually could have been a really good live action, but the thing is they would have had to have the money and the commitment to the vibe. Cuz
yeah.
like Cowboy
They
Bebop
try to they try to
has a
be
vibe.
silly.
Yeah, I mean,
They
and the thing is Cowboy Bebop is silly, but it's silly in like a way that's sort of
it
like
in
off
short
to the
bursts.
side. Yeah, and like it's Cowboy Bebop's vibe is like very sort of like low key, like low energy. Like Cowboy Bebop is like the lo-fi hip hop of anime, and
Yeah.
it definitely has a vibe. The thing that really killed the Cowboy Bebop live action was the entire Vicious storyline. If
Yes.
the entire Vicious storyline wasn't there and they had to have like I don't know, fleshed out the characters more or like had scenes of them like just talking and like being whatever, like sitting on the bebop and talking about how broke they were, that would have been great.
Yeah. Like the anime, it's so chill. It's such a chill vibe. A lot of the time they're on the ship talking about like how broke they are.
Hmm.
That like, hey, we'll pick up this bounty, but like getting drip fed like little tidbits of everyone's backstory,
Hmm.
and then they'll get Ed, and then Ed becomes the comedy relief,
Hmm.
while Spike and Jet and Faye still have their moments to like shine with being like silly. Like I can tell you a number of times of like silliness in the Cowboy Bebop, like there when they fight the Mad Pierrot, which is one episode in my favorite episode of the series,
Hmm.
other than the church fight. Uh, it's serious, right? Like he catches fucking Spike
Hmm.
off like off guard. He like beats the shit out of him. Spike doesn't know what to do, but he gets away like by luck.
Hmm.
And it's like real serious. You don't know if he's gonna live. And then like he's on the bebop and Faye's like, I heard there was a mummy on board, and he's like on the sofa wrapped up in bandages.
Hmm.
And then like you laugh, but then like it goes back to being serious when Spike like tries to find out what the hell's going on. And then like there's the episode when they're in a casino
Mm-hmm.
and like they're going down the elevator and Jet's like, there's no smoking down here, and then Spike swallows the cigarette.
Yeah, very funny.
and, and then like when they're trying to get away, he regurgitates the cigarette and spits it at someone.
Yeah.
Like it can, and like the characters can be funny, but they're always like serious, right?
Yeah.
Like Jet's a serious guy, but he always has like that goofy like personality where like he can like just joke around, but then like he gets serious.
Yeah, he's a goofy kind of dad, like, or like an uncle that it's easy to make mad.
Yeah. And like Spike is like his lazy nephew that doesn't like to work but wants money and complain about how broke he is.
Mm-hmm.
But also like he has this very serious past, and like he's always serious. Like they always show him like training on the Bebop, or just walking around smoking a cigarette, and he goes off on his own.
Mm-hmm.
And then when like he's doing missions, like he's serious, while still being goofy but not over the top.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Faye was like character assassination in the live action because they just tried to make her like Girl Spike.
Yeah.
She wasn't Faye. She was just Girl Spike.
Yeah, and that's like, I would say in the anime, in the anime, they give her more opportunities to be like low key kind of sad about like her situation and what's going on with her and being like confused about who she is and shit. They give her those moments to be like serious and whatever. And then she's like really prideful. But she doesn't come across as like a little scamp like she does in the live action. Like she's not a little scamp in the anime.
Yeah, in the anime, she's not like, oh, I felt these bounty hunters with like my bare hands and I kicked the shit out of them. Like Faye's not a hand-to-hand combatant.
Mm-hmm.
Like she can like take one guy by surprise and probably with like her hand-to-hand, but she's like a gun person.
Mm-hmm.
She fights from afar to like get away. Like they didn't even do the icon. Like I don't know, did they do the iconic scene where the guy's in the bar and he's talking and then Faye just walks up with a fucking machine gun?
Oh, good question. I don't. If they did, I don't remember it, which does not bode well for them.
Right. That's like the most like that's what they would show in the fucking in the teasers for the show on Toonami.
Yeah.
Of her just walking and then like the bartender's like, oh shit, then like through the glass. Like that's an iconic scene. They didn't even like Faye in the live action didn't get even up to that fucking kind of like cool shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it was just really like it upset me, and it's not like people are like, oh, you just didn't like it because she wasn't wearing like skin. No, she could have been in the outfit she was wearing in the live action. She just didn't do any of the things that she did in the show. They just made her someone else.
Yeah, she's definitely like a different. Like the further that we get away from the show, the more evident that it is that like she was playing a character that I think we're used to seeing in like Marvel or in like like a sort of like a series like that where it's like, oh, this is the person who like does quips and is kind of a smartass, and like that's like the Marvel-fication of things. And I'm very glad that they refused to do that in the One Piece live action. Like every character is just sort of bang on as who they were in the source material.
Yeah, even Buggy, which I would say is like the quippy guy, because like every time I forget what he called them, but like he called them like, what did he call them? He was like shitheads or something, because Buggy was like evident through the whole thing only with his head, right?
Yeah, which is great.
And he called them like, what did he call? He had like a nickname for the crew, and it was something like shit pirates or something. It was so like Buggy was so good in the show. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Buggy was actually, I would say, one of my favorite parts of One Piece. It was I mean it wasn't even close. He was the best villain.
I'm glad they kept them around longer. Like it's so good.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay,
but
we are
I think
very much at the end. We are
yeah.
over the end.
I was just about to say. I'm like, we talked enough. Like, you can't. We've done a lot of speculation tonight, or not speculation, but you know what I mean. Colby, take us out.
I ran out of words. Anyway, bye. Yeah, you can if you're listening to this live, hey, you're listening to this on twitch.tv/GoGetUsPod, which if you drop a follow, you'll get a notification whenever we go live, which is anytime between 0 and 2 times a week. So you can come and watch us do this podcast live. We get to hear it early. You can also just watch the replay of this stream when it comes out on podcast day, which is every Wednesday at 2 p.m. The audio version will come out on every pod catcher that you can imagine at like 5 a.m. So you got something to listen to on your way to work
on Wednesday.
And if you want to catch any of our other video content like shorts, Fee did a great compilation of us watching the Gear 5th. And we're going to be working on the live action episode 1 watch along. If you want to see any of that, go check out our YouTube channel. And for the rest of our shorts, you can also check out our TikTok. So go and do that. And Fee's going to tell you what you can do.
All right, guys. Here's what I want you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Go watch One Piece.
Do it.
Go get them. Well, go watch.
Damn.
I look at. I don't have a convoluted story. I want you to either you have Netflix or you're gonna borrow it. I want you to sit down for 8 hours and binge live action One Piece, and just fucking have a good time, right?
Yeah.
There's no way. Don't beat around the bush. Go get a bunch of your favorite snacks. Get your best friend. Sit down and prepare for like one of the best live action adaptations to date for 8 hours. Go get them.
Go get them. Man, yeah, that's really cuts to the heart of it. Like we're out here talking about like, oh, get your go reach into your pockets and you go into your library and get your old report cards and take them to your new teacher and fucking no, this one is go watch One Piece live action. The end.
Yeah, this one's cut and dry. I can't think of a convoluted way. I don't want you to have a convoluted way. I want you to watch this show.
Just go watch it. Steal someone's Netflix if you have to.
Yeah, if you have to, look in someone's window and watch it over the shoulder.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
If you have to, drive through someone's house and park your car in their living room and then watch it.
If you have to, drive over to your neighbor's house and threaten them with a good time and watch One Piece.
Yeah. Listen, you couldn't stop me from watching One Piece live action.
Listen, we are diehard One Piece fans, to death. I want One Piece live action to keep going on until the show finishes, until I'm fucking old and gray. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
right?
I'm hoping to never die, so.
I'm hoping it never dies. I'm hoping anime never dies. I hope I never die.
I hope all of us live forever and One Piece never stops.
One Piece never stops. The Two Piece is real.
The Two Piece is real. Two Piece is just... it's just villain of the week. There's no storyline. It's just Luffy being a goofball, and that's great.
It's Luffy's son, Boofy.
Yeah. Bye.
Later.